Hi everyone! I have obviously just finished a book, and it is Texas Midnight by Carolyn Burns. And right now this video is going to be awkward because I have the boyfriend over here sleeping on my bed. So this is gonna be another really awkward video with my attempt to give this review. But I don't really have much review. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. This is not a keep book for me. This was, I don't know, it was an interesting book to read, but even though I love cowboy stuff, this is just, it's not my cup of tea. And I do like Harlequin books, but this just, it felt way too short. And the ending part, it just, it didn't feel like a small part should not have happened. If something happened that was just way too soon. And also, I didn't really get into this book until about maybe not till the last 6-7 chapters of the book. That's when everything got like really I just really got into the book at that point. The rest of the chapters, like, this is a 18 chapter book. Yeah, 18 chapters in this book. And let's just say, like, the first 10 chapters, let's say, I was not fully into this book, but I finished it because it's my OCD part of myself that I have to complete stuff when I start it. Well, certain things, because certain things I've started and probably not finished, but like this sort of stuff, this I have to finish when I start it. This also deterred me, like his big 90s version of, like, look at that mustache, look at it. It's not my cup of tea. It's really thick, like really thick. And actually, Manny said that if you take the hat off, he actually thought he looked like a pedophile or just a creepy man. I don't think he's much of a creepy man, but he's not the kind of man that like makes me like, oh, this is like he doesn't make me feel like sexual feelings. It's like, ooh, he's a hot man. As like other Harlequin book covers that have males on their cover would do. That's just my preference. This is copyrighted for 2000. So, like, this is, like, about in the 90s, early 2000, but yeah. This does, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it because I didn't particularly like it so much. But again, this is just, you know, it's almost a quick read. Almost a quick read because it took me a little while to finish this book. But that's also because I'm playing Pokemon and doing other stuff and watching new stuff. And just other stuff is distracting me. Like, other stuff was easily distracting me from this. Like, if I was, like, my Aunt Divinity book that you saw in my previous video, that book, I will have an extremely hard time putting that down and doing other stuff. Like, the only thing I probably would put it down is like for playing Pokemon. Anything else, I will be finishing that so fast. And then I have like 2 more books that I have to purchase, and then I'm basically all caught up. I might be able to get caught up in all the books that I need to purchase, like, for this year, within this year, depending on spending money wise. But that's my goal. Yeah, I'm very awkward now. Very awkward. Love awkwardness in my arm flap. Not much of arm flap, but anyway, look at it. I has arm flap. Yeah, I don't exercise much, so I have that. That was this book. And it's not, I have nothing against people who love reading Harlequins, but I don't read a lot. As I can tell, I don't read a lot of Harlequins because I'm not into like the short stuff. I love like the bigger books where you get into a lot of information and it can span like, I don't know, longer than I think the it did mention that the two main characters were with each other for at least 2 days. Maybe 4 to 5 days. Like, this was a span of 4 to 5 days within the book. For me, I like it when it's, like, longer. I don't know, maybe, like, 2 weeks. Or, like, you know, something between, like, a 2-week and a month span. Like, you can tell, like, that's the length of span within the book. I like books where, like, the romance actually is, like, it's actually, like, a legit amount of time. Like, sorry, I'm gonna spoil the ending, but basically, they're together for 5 days. Like, our heroine he's a writer, and she loves his books, and then she finally meets him in the beginning chapter. They're together, they're with each other for at least 5 days, and at the end of the book, he asks her to marry him. Like, for me, that's not really that, like, it's not completely believable. I like it when it's more believable, when it's like you're with someone for a longer time, and like at least 2 weeks, and that's probably not realistic, but it's more realistic than being with someone and asking them to marry you after 5 days of being with said person. I know, like, about love at first sight and, like, oh my god, I cannot be with anyone else type of feeling. I kind of have that feeling with the man over there on my bed. But I understand that you need to be with someone a lot longer than 5, maybe 2 weeks before asking them to marry you. Like, obviously he understands that. I want that more of my next step. Like, my next relationship, I want that to go into marriage and growing old and that kind of stuff. So, like, that's partly why this is not one of my favorite books and why I'm partly not keeping it. Yeah. So, but the other reason is, like, I didn't get into it in, like, the first, like, the innocent, like, to the 10 chapters, and I only got into it in, like, the last 8 or so chapters. That's just me. So, this is not a recommendation, but you can totally read this if you want to. That's going to donation. Yeah, see, awkwardness. I am donating that book, and we're going to get onto this book called Virgin River by Robin Carr. This is imprinted in the cover, so this is actually part of a series. I might not actually be reading this book. I need to find out whether or not. I'm going to be going to her website right there, robincarr.com, and I will find out whether this is a first book or if it's supposed to be another installment. Like, see, I like these books. I love, like, my thick books because it'll span, like, okay, I did read this The Last Arrow, which is a medieval type book. It's supposed to be like a spin-off of Robin Hood in the Sherwood Forest and all that stuff, but it's not about Robin Hood, but our heroine, she has an older brother that is the personification of Robin Hood. Like, that's his public name, but he actually has a name he was given to, like, his mom gave him and stuff. Supposedly this character is actually French and not purely English. But anyway, when certain chapters would start, it would say, like, a week later or 2 weeks later or, like, 3 days later. So, like, there's from the last chapter to this chapter type of thing. It's like, you know, like there's a span of time where they're just like it's like an expedition. Like, those of you who have watched Lord of the Rings, the span of like beginning of the Two Towers, where there's no talking when Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are trekking their way, tracking the Uruk-hai and now slash Uruk-hai slash orc band who have kidnapped Merry and Pippin and are like, you know, that span, that's basically like expedition. That would supposedly it takes like so many days to get to from this talking point to this other talking point. You know, like when Aragorn has his head laying against a rock and saying like their pace is quickened and says to hurry. And then it's like expedition to the part. It probably takes them like a day roughly to get to the part of I'm totally guessing, but I would say it's like at least a day till they get to a part, or get to the part where Pippin pulled off his leaf brooch and dropped it in this kind of hallway between these two rising rocks. As Aragorn said to Legolas at that point when they found the leaf brooch, Aragorn says they're less than a day ahead of us, so that's expedition. I love it. I like it when there's expedition time, and it lengthens the relationship out, or like what's going on in the story. And I've spent like 14 minutes, or I'm going to say it maybe at least 10 minutes talking to you about expedition and how I find it's better when they have a longer time when they're with each other and getting to know each other. A year is a little unrealistic, but some books called like Second Chance by Danielle Steele, our main characters were married and had gotten to know each other, but then something happened and they split up. And at the beginning of the story, it's them attempting, you know, them having like a second chance at their love and their relationship. Anyway, I'm going to go on her website to find out whether I need to maybe hopefully put a book on hold. If I can, if it's at the library. If not, I can get like, I've done this before, but I can ask my library to go to like another branch, like into like the Toronto public library system, and see like if they have like the books that I'm looking for. Like if my public library doesn't have it, then it can do that. It's basically the same thing. I'm still borrowing it for, I think, I haven't done this for like a really long time. Like this, I hadn't done this since like before I got all the Oz books. Like that was the reason why I wanted to go into like the other books, like to the other library systems, is to see like if they had the books that I wanted and stuff. I'm just gonna find out about the series. Okay. Alright, this is part of a series, but this is book 1. So I can read this to you, but now I have to put other books on hold. Yay! And holy crap, there are currently 20 books in the Virgin River series. There's a lot of books in this series, but this is book 1, so I don't have to worry about it until later. So this is my next book until I get the V.C. Andrew books that I have on hold, which is Unwanted Brother? No, Secret Brother, that's what it is. That is the one I currently have on hold at the library, but I I will put like the second book in this Virgin River series on hold just so that, or at least attempt to put it on hold, because I might get one of them sooner than the other, which would work better. I do get to have them borrowed for like, I do get to have them for 3 weeks, so yeah. I'm going to stop this awkwardness. I'm going to read the back to you now, because I'm starting to read this. Wanted. Midwife nurse practitioner in Virgin River. Population 600. I like the sound of a small town. Make a difference against a backdrop of towering California redwoods and crystal clear rivers. Rivers. Rent-free cabin included. I don't get that last part. Make a difference against a backdrop of towering California redwoods and crystal clear rivers. Well, make a difference against that beginning part. That part I don't really understand. When the recently widowed Melinda Monroe sees this ad, she quickly decides that the remote mountain town of Virgin River might be the perfect place to escape her heartache and to re-energize the nursing career she loves. But her high hopes are dashed within an hour of arriving. The cabin is a dump, the roads are treacherous, and the local doctor wants nothing to do with her. Realizing she's made a huge mistake, Mel decides to leave town the following morning. But a tiny baby, abandoned on a front porch, changes her plans, and a former Marine cements them into place. Marine? Yeah, I think it's Marine. M-A-R-I-N-E. I think that's how you pronounce Marine. Melinda Monroe may have come to Virgin River looking for escape, but instead she finds a home. Yeah, I don't have a excerpt from here. This is my next book, and that's pretty much it. I need to purchase something to do my May reviews. My May review is going to be late. I'm sorry. It is with all these other backlog of videos at this current time. Hoping once I finish a lot of stuff, maybe this weekend I'll work on some more videos. I just want to get them compiled first so that I can just spend the time uploading them. I have to find a better video schedule. It's my problem that I make these videos and then I just don't compile them and make them and edit them and do my author comments in the doobly-doo below and all that stuff. But I'm going to finish here because I want to stop my awkwardness feeling. So like this video if you like seeing me, because this review was not the greatest. I was not very excited and it was very, very awkward. Or if you just like seeing me. And then subscribe to my channel if you want to see more awkwardness happen. Because this, as far as I know, this is the second time I've had awkwardness happening. And if you want to see more book reviews, more hauls, more unboxing / unbagging stuff, my favorites videos, check out my DeviantArt page and my Facebook page, which I have in the doobly-doo below. And you can leave a comment. Just don't leave any nasty comments or trolling comments or just negative comments. I don't promote negative comments. I promote positive comments. So, okay. Alright. I'll see you later, guys.